I promise you, when I first started doing this, I had no idea what I was doing. It happened by complete accident. I had no idea how this routine was going to completely transform my life. Most women, they lose their day before it even begins. Not to some bad news or to a crisis, just to the noise, the phone, the mental list that starts before their feet hit the floor, kids yelling mummy, and by the time they walk out the door, something has already been taken from them. Some quiet version of themselves that was there when they woke up and it just slipped away. I built something that stopped that from happening to me. And it isn't complicated, it isn't expensive, and it has nothing to do with cold showers or 5 a.m. alarms. Let me show you. Now, firstly, here's what nobody tells you about mornings. The first hour of your day is not preparation for your life. It's actually a declaration about who you are in them. When you hand that hour to chaos, to urgency, to noise, you're making a choice. You're choosing to let the world write the first line of your story every single day. I decided to write it myself, and the only thing powerful enough to anchor that I found was connection to Allah before anything else got in. Now, when I was working, I built this almost by accident, as I said earlier, and it became the most grounding and life-changing thing for me. I gave myself enough time that nothing felt rushed. One decision made the night before, the outfit, meant I woke up with one less thing pulling at me. I'd pray, then get ready slowly and deliberately, like I was preparing for something sacred, because I was. On the train, earphones in, the world fell away, and I'd start with Surah al-Inshirah every morning. That short, devastating surah about relief after hardship, ease after difficulty, I needed to hear it. And after a while, my body knew what was coming. It would start to settle before the words even began. Fridays were Surah al-Jummah. There is something about marking one day differently from the rest, pulling it out and calling it sacred, that makes the whole week feel intentional. And then the names of Allah. This is where things got serious. I compiled specific names, not randomly, deliberately, chosen for exactly what I was struggling with or trying to shift in my life. I'd recite each one a specific number of times. Ya Fattah, the opener, 489 times. Because I needed doors to open in my work, in my provision, in my personal life. On a packed train, in complete silence, I would call on the name of Allah that governed the exact thing I needed to change. This is not zikr as habit, it is zikr as precision. Later, I added Surah Yasin before all of it, and that changed the texture of everything. If the names were me speaking to Allah, Surah Yasin was me sitting in His presence first, before I asked for anything. Surah Yasin, then Surah al-Inshirah, then the names. I looked forward to my commute. Now, I need to tell you what happened, because this is the part I find hardest to put into words. But you need to hear it. It is the reason I will never give up this practice. My awareness changed. I could sense people's intentions before they said a word, and in the most specific and detailed way. I would read a situation and know exactly what was beneath it, what someone actually meant, and what was really going on. And I would be right every time, confirmed again and again, to the point where I stopped believing in coincidence entirely. I would walk into rooms at the exact moment containing information that I needed to hear. I would arrive at conversations mid-sentence, the exact sentence that was meant for me. And I found solutions that nobody else in the room had thought of. Not because I was the smartest person there, and I want to be clear about that, but because it felt like something was thinking through me, an invisible hand, quietly and consistently showing me which door to walk through. Opportunities came, promotions came, not because the road was smooth, it wasn't, but through every difficulty, I was able to see wisdom in it. I could see what it was building. The hardship didn't disappear, but my relationship to it transformed completely. And underneath all of it is joy, not the kind that needs good news to exist. Just this very constant, quiet, inexhaustible sense of being okay, of being genuinely and deeply happy on an ordinary Monday in the middle of nothing in particular. None of that was from me. I knew it then, and I know it now. It was the direct fruit of sitting with the names of Allah every morning and asking Him through His own names to open what needed to be opened. That is the why, and that is what I'm inviting you into. My life looks different now. I'm at home, commute is gone, the 40 minutes of quiet on a train no longer exist. And I know some of you are sitting there thinking, I don't have that kind of time either. So let me give you the bones of it. The structure that survives any season of life. Prayer first. Protection. Presence. Before your phone, pray. Before anyone else's needs arrive. That moment is yours and Allah's before it belongs to anyone else. Next is protection. A surah that returns you to yourself, even a short one. Something that reminds you what energy you want in your day. Next is presence, the names, even 5 minutes, even on a prayer mat before the house wakes up. 5 minutes of this done with true intention, consistently, will move mountains in your life. I have watched it move things in 2 completely different seasons of my own life. Consistency over perfection every single time. And here is exactly how to begin. Tonight, make one decision. Pick your outfit. Set your intention. Tell yourself tomorrow morning, before anything else, the first moments belong to Allah and me. That single decision made the night before changes everything about what you do when you wake up. Pray before you touch your phone. This is the anchor. Everything else is built on top of it. Choose your surah. Yasin if you have time. Inshirah if you have 5 minutes. Just fill your ears with the words of Allah before the world gets a single word in. Build your names practice. Ask yourself, what am I trying to shift right now? What needs to transform? What door needs to open? Find the name of Allah that governs that thing, learn its meaning, and recite it with intention, with a count every morning. This is not ritual. This is the most targeted and most direct conversation with Allah that exists. Give yourself to Allah first, then let the world in. The timing is everything. What I described, that awareness, that guidance, that joy nothing could touch. I didn't earn it. I didn't achieve it. I simply showed up every morning and called on Allah through His names, consistently, intentionally, until something in me shifted permanently. And I believe completely that this is available to any woman or man willing to give the first part of their morning to Him. Not because I'm special, because He is. So tomorrow, one surah, one name, before anything else and notice what happens. I'll see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum.